Hey, guess what?
What?
It's the Blazor Puzzle, episode 42.
Yes! The answer to life, the universe, and everything.
And everything. Right.
But is it the answer to last week's puzzle?
No. We
Damn.
don't have to find out what that is.
Yep.
Fortunately, we have a winner, and why don't we just roll the music and
they can help us. All right, cool.
Let's do it. So this is a .NET Blazor web app with global server interactivity. Not really that important, but we basically wanted to take a look at the user's email address, the logged in user's email address in the Nav menu. And so to do this, we went to Components, Account Pages, Manage, Index Razor, and just sort of copied the code out of that. Because, you know, that works, right?
Sure. It works over there, so it must work over here.
Exactly. And so the difference is that, well, all of the pages manage stuff in the default template is server-side rendered. There's no interactivity.
Yeah.
So it works a little bit differently. There's no state, etc. And now when you start taking those techniques to access the user, for example, you're going to run into some problems. Now, we had people that tried to get around the threading problems themselves. And yeah, you could do that, but Blazor has a really good way built in to deal with this issue, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So instead of using the identity user accessor and the user manager, we're going to get rid of those. And down here, instead of having to use an HttpContext and all of that stuff, we're going to use this, a cascading authentication state task. And so here on initialized, we're not going to use the HttpContext. So let's get rid of this code. And instead, we'll do something like this. Okay. So this authentication state task variable is a cascading parameter. So it's scoped per user. And it provides a way for you to get the user and the identity of that user and the roles of that user from anywhere. And you don't have to go as low level as using the user manager and the HTTP context and all of that stuff. So let's just see if we can grab the user's email out of this. Like so.
So, Carl, that's returning a task of type authentication state. Where is that cascading parameter being provided?
All right. So if you look at routes,
okay,
this authorized route view right here gives you the cascading parameter that we're looking for. And it's a little bit different than we would do in .NET 7. They've kind of redone all this stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I think it's kind of, important to go over some of these things. So before we run it, let's just get rid of this HTTP context because we're not using that at all. And let's run it. There we go. Hello world. And you can see I'm logged in and my email address is right there in the Nav menu.
Nice. No errors.
No errors. Doesn't crash. Good stuff.
Ship it. So, Carl, who's our big winner this week?
Yes, as I said before, we had a couple of entries and some of them not getting it, but the one who nailed it is none other than, drum roll please, David Roskopf.
Yes.
We don't really know where he's from yet, but we'll find out. But for being correct and being chosen, David wins one of these. A Blazor Puzzle mug.
Look at that. That's fancy.
Yeah. And he's also going to win one of the following.
All right.
An all expense paid trip to Italy
Ooh.
for 2 weeks.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. A brand new Ferrari Testarossa.
Hello.
Yeah. Or,
Yeah.
or
Okay.
one of these, a Blazor Puzzle t-shirt.
One of these things is not like the others.
Yeah. Yep. So you can win too, but you got to play. So pay attention, because we're about to start next week's puzzle.
Oh, let's do it.
Hey, we forgot to introduce ourselves. I'm Carl Franklin from AppVNext, and that's Jeff Fritz from Microsoft. Hey, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. That's me.
Yeah, we forgot to say who we were. What is this? All right, let's jump into the puzzle. So this is a .NET Blazor web app with global server interactivity.
Okay.
Again, not that important, but I just want to tell you what it is. So we have this div down here with a class, myDiv, and we go through a loop with 100 lines. We're just going to print out 100 of these paragraphs.
Okay.
1 to 100. Then we have this style up here, myDiv, with some padding, a little background color, the width 400, overflow Y auto, meaning that a scroll bar will show up on the right-hand side if there are more items than will actually fit in the div.
Okay.
Now, we want to set the height something that it will more or less take up the space that the page gives it, right?
Yeah.
More or less.
80% of the height of the viewport, you're saying there. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. But let's take a look at what happens when we resize it.
Resize it? Who resizes their browsers? Carl, come on.
Okay, so here you go. Now, here's your 100 lines in there.
Fantastic.
And now what I want to happen is when I resize the browser, I want the space here to remain about the same. But watch what happens. Oh, it gets smaller. And now look, what? It's below. What's going on here?
Okay, first off, hang on. You're full of it because I can't do that on my phone, Carl. Who does this?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a couple of ways that you can go about doing this, and we're not going to hint you any one way or the other, right, Jeff?
That's right, but I do know that it doesn't involve HTTP cookies.
This is true. Okay. No big deal
So,
there.
None of our friends in California or the European Union have to worry about the solution to this one.
That's right. But there are a couple of solutions.
Sure.
We want to know what you think. And if you think you have an answer, don't post it on social media.
No.
But instead, send it to Jeff and me at blazorpuzzle@appvnext.com with the subject number puzzle number 42. And we'll take a look at it. And if you're right, you'll be in the running to win some fabulous prizes.
Fantastic prizes. All right.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. Obsess away, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Take care, friends.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out blazortrain.com and the .NETshow.com for more great content.